What's going on, guys? Burgz and Longy here from The Casual Athlete, coming to you with a bit of a different type of video here today. Semi-finals are up this week. We have the Cronulla Sharks taking on the Cowboys and the Roosters taking on Manly. And so what we thought we'd do is draft an ultimate team from those four teams. But if you haven't already, guys, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. We bring out so much content each and every week. We will be putting out a lot of stuff over the off season as well. And if you haven't already, please go and join the TBC live tipping comp that we are running through the finals. You can win a jersey as well. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit, Longy, how that works?
Yeah, man. So I thought fantasy's over, so we bring a bit of fantasy into the finals. Also, as a Parramatta fan, it's like I'm involved in the finals for once, which is really nice. So basically, we're just going to take turns drafting at each position, and we're both going to build a team based on these four teams that are playing this week, and you guys get to decide which of those teams is better, and the loser cops a punishment.
No.
So
I'll try as my hardest not to pick as many Cowboys players as possible, considering they're going to go all the way this year and bring home another premiership for the club.
Jokes have already started. All right, let's rock off here for that first spot. Ready? Scissors, paper, rock. All right.
Oh,
do you want first or second?
Scissors man. I'm not normally a scissors man, to tell you the truth.
Oh.
But I will go to halfback because I know it's a weak position. And I'm going to be taking DCE. As much as I love Jake Clifford, I think DCE has the medal for this job here for my ultimate team. Starting it off with the most important player, I think, is always the best way to go. And now I'm forcing you to take possibly a 7 that you don't really like that much.
Yeah, this is a tough one because the other players at the position, we got Clifford, we got Sandon Smith, and we got Nico Hines. So I would like Sam Walker probably at that spot, but I'm going to have to jump on Nico Hines. And it's a tricky one. It means I'm going to have to make up for that elsewhere or maybe play a bit of a different game plan because I can't sort of steer the team like DCE could. But Nico, no slouch, mate, no slouch. He was a part of the
former Dalian medal winner
that won Origin this year.
Yeah, he played a part in the series, absolutely. And was last year's, 2 years ago, Dalian medal winner as well. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have that Nico here at the moment. And Sam Walker, probably, another honourable mention, just the injuries. Right. We can't pick any injured players.
I'm taking one back here then. I'm taking one back. I'm going to fullback right away. And I'm just going to build my team. New South Wales strong. Jimmy Tedesco is my fullback, right there with Nico Hines. Bring some experience, bring some class. We'll get the win.
See, I think this is where you've made a little bit of a mistake. Fullback, quite a deep position here in this week of the finals. Okay. We have, James Tedesco, as you spoke about. Now I'm left with two, lesser evils, but I would say Scott Drinkwater has been a standout across this season. As far as fullbacks go, he has the most try assists in the competition and the most line break assists. Look, we're not going to talk about his defensive play. And if you guys are breaking the line, it's probably going to end up in a try. I'm not denying that, but his attacking flair among fullbacks this year is unmatched.
All right. I don't mind that. I mean, Turbo would have been the other guy, right? If Turbo is fully fit.
Yeah, look,
I'm not going to fullback that early, but I just think Teddy is a level above everyone else there. So
yeah, look, I had him in Supercoach this year, and it won me the grand final against. Oh, it was you. That's right.
Yeah.
Had to get that one in there, guys.
Enjoy it. All right. What position are you going next? Because now it gets a bit spicy.
It is a bit difficult. I feel like I've got to go back to the well, and I'm going to go another important spine position, and I'm going to go to the hooker spot. And this is a tough one because there's two guys that I really like, and then there's a bit of a wild card in the other one I don't think we even need to speak about, Lachlan Croker. But I'm not going to be selecting Croker. I'm going to go with my man, Reece Robson. State of Origin halfback, State of Origin hooker this year, mate, he was unstoppable for New South Wales. He has the best motor of any of these guys at the hooker spot, can play 80 minutes, big game player. We saw the line break that he made just before the try to Cotter on the weekend as well. So he's got that in him. And I know you haven't been a fan of him over the last couple of years, but Reece Rob has been doing the job for a long time now, and I think he deserves some props here.
Yeah, if I was picking Robbo 3 years ago, I'd be all over that. He used to be such an explosive attacking player. And last week we did see that. I'll give you credit there. He was very good last week, but he has put the attack in the bag a bit over the last couple of years. So,
do you mean the dummy half tries?
I used to love him for a dummy half try. So, I mean, to be honest, hooker was actually my last position because there's two guys I like almost equally at the spot. And I'm a big Connor Watson fan. Yep. I think Connor Watson is so dynamic. Last week he did 70 tackles. Like he's got a great work rate, great running game. If our forwards can get on top, which I think they can, I'm just forecasting that based on the picks I'm planning here, then Connor Watson's going to be hot. So I'm really happy with Connor Watson at hooker. And,
yeah, sure. Take the guy who's been behind Reece Robson all year, as far as State of Origin goes as well.
That's all right.
Didn't get picked over him in State of Origin either. Reece Rob.
All right, mate. You enjoy that. So I'm going to go to a different position here then, and I'm going to take the second row spot. And I think there's a bit of a cliff, and I'm going to stick with my New South Wales Blues dominance here. I'm going to take Gus Crichton. Yeah. I think he's been one of the best players in the world this year. He has been topping the charts in a bunch of stats, even with missing a bunch of games, starting year in reserve grade, just like Connor Watson. I've got a bit of a Roosters contingent here because I think they're going to go well this week. And yeah, Gussie is my guy.
Look, I can't disagree with you there. Easily been the best second rower in the comp this year. I mean, it's tough for me. Do I go a guy in the same position, the left second row position? And for me there, it's between a couple of guys. Or do I shift over to the right? Because you didn't specify with second row, which second row side that you wanted to pick.
I think they can play both ways.
Yeah, if you think they can play both ways, then I'm going to go to the right side and I'm going to be taking the best guy available. And for me, that is Hamole Olakau'atu. Okay. I think that this guy excels a lot at club football. I think he probably didn't get as much of a chance as he did, or probably a lot of people wanted him to get at Origin this year, but I still think he's got the chops. We saw that on the weekend. He dominated Kikau, and it was crucial for him to get the upper hand in that matchup because Kikau was killing them halfway through that game, and Olakau'atu stepped up, made a couple of really big runs towards the back end of that game, and I still think Olakau'atu is a menace to deal with.
That's a nice pick. You have DCE as well, so I don't mind that at all. I'm a big fan of Olakau'atu.
Going with the right edge.
He opens up the fullback as well, so you notice that it's all around Olakau'atu when Turbo's killing it, when Kohler's at fullback and killing it, it's around Olakau'atu. So Drinkwater's going to benefit there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with that right edge, DCE, as you said, going to be killing it. I will go to the lock position next, and it's not a position that I think is necessarily sparse. You know, there's a couple of guys here who are very similar, I would say. And it might shock you to who we pick here because I'm not sure where you're going to go, but I'm going to go straight to my man, Ruben Cotter. I tried to avoid picking as many Cowboys players as possible, but it looks like we're going to be taking the whole starting 13 at this point, aside from DC and Olakau'atu.
You didn't take Clifford, mate.
I just love the way this guy plays, man. He plays 60 minutes 100 miles an hour every single week and probably has one of the biggest hearts to contend with out there on the field. We're going with all-team heart here. Hopefully I get a player as well to come back with it at the back end of this draft, but got to love the way Cotter plays, and you know it's competing on those plays like he did last week against the Knights that make him the solid pick here.
Look, Cotter was my top lock as well, right? So you've taken one off me there. I'm not too upset because we have a guy here who is Cotter light in Cam McInnes, right? So Cam McInnes will do a job. The thing I like about picking Cam McInnes here is he cleans up in the middle. So I can pick some looser props now who are a bit more attacking focused because I have Cam McInnes to lock us up in defense. So
interesting.
I don't mind taking McInnes there, and I'm going to move to the next spot
here. The interesting thing is no Gerbo here, the State of Origin captain.
Oh, no, he wasn't in my thought process there.
Wasn't part of your thought process. Interesting.
I mean, if we were picking
New South Wales
30-man squad that I might have.
30-man squad. Gerbo's making the 30-man squad.
Yeah, no, he's not on my side. Cam McInnes. Did you see his face after that game?
Actually, I'm going to swap him out. I'm going to have him over Cotter and captain now.
Oh, well, okay, I'll take Cotter then. All right, so I got Cam McInnes here. I'm going to break your heart a bit here then, and I'm just going to steer and play that real attacking, direct running footy here.
Don't do it.
Just a bruising, ball running spine. I'm going to go to the 5'8" position, and you know who I'm going to take.
Yep.
I'm going to take big, bad Tommy Dearden. And I just think we can win with direct footy. I think we can be that relentless team that, you know, our spine has a lot of runs in us. We've got some very explosive players on the edges. You won't be able to contain us. Yeah,
it kind of downs my all-team heart strategy that I was going to go for there. Tommy Dearden took one back off me there, but I'm going to go the next best option, I believe, is Luke Brooks. I love this also halves combination. The two guys, they work together each and every week, and they did a superb job on the weekend. And Luke Brooks been a consummated, underrated player his entire career. He showed on the weekend. He belongs in the finals. He got them over the line. A lovely ball out the back to DCE, something they've been working on at training. They didn't get it right all week, and they got it right in the game. Love to see that. Also, a great running halfback as well. So
you've slipped up here.
No,
you've slipped
Brooksy.
Up here. Look, I don't mind him next to DCE, but Keary, mate, Keary, he's been there before.
No.
I think he's top of the charts in this half list for try assists this year.
Do I want a guy who's thinking about retirement though? That's my question.
I considered him though next to Hines. I thought about it, but Dearden's just too good.
Problem is, if you pick him next to Hines, he's also not the premier half either. So I think that those two really lack initiative when it comes to being the number one halfback.
Having DC
half
is
player.
definitely helpful.
That's why I've gone with Burgz there. I think also the guys play together each and every week. For me, I'm now going to go to the center position. It's a tough one. There's a lot of juicy centers on this list, and I want the guy who I believe can make the most and biggest attacking difference, and that is Joseph Manu. I had to grab him early just because a lot of what the Roosters do hinges on what Joey Manu produces each and every week, and he can produce a play from anywhere, man. I love the way the guy plays. It's a shame he's going to Japanese rugby, but he should be back early next year as well for the rest of the season, getting his money in the off season. I don't mind that. And he's a dominator with the ball.
You've got a classy, finessey sort of side, which if it's 2:00 on a Sunday and the Titans are your opponent, then you'll be all right. But my team is going to beat you up, and I'm just going to make another selection that does that again. Jesse Ramian. He's my guy there. And again, I'm just going with those guys, that ball running dominance there. You are going to be feeling bruised, battered, and fearful in the sheds at halftime before you come out and we win by 50. So
interesting.
Joey Manu, it's a good pick. But I'm okay with getting Ramian there.
Yep.
Now, let's see where we want to go here. So I've got a few spots, and I'm going to do something controversial here because we do have one spot for bench impact.
Wow.
I'm going to take my bench impact player now and lock this guy in. I want to really, really hurt you throughout the game. I'm taking Spencer Leniu off the bench. Yeah. I just think Spencer Leniu, when he comes on, he does it at origin level. He does it at every level. Didn't work against Penrith last week, but nothing works against Penrith. Spencer Leniu, I'm building that Roosters contingent. I think he'll come on and make a big difference for me.
Yeah, look, you've now forced me to go to the bench, not something that I was planning on doing. And Spencer Leniu, possibly one of the biggest, if not the best, bench guy.
He's that guy.
In the league.
He is the bench.
I do love the ferocity that he plays with each and every week. It's tough to nail him down. Didn't really get that many minutes against Penrith, which I thought was a bit odd. Didn't bring it on, I thought, at the right times.
He'll come on 15 minutes in for my team.
But I'm going to take his Roosters teammate, Terrell May, and add a bit of size to this forward pack, just so also you can't take him in the starting prop positions.
I hadn't planned.
Strop Pop's position. But Terrell May been coming off the bench a lot this year as well, playing a lot of big minutes in the middle, can do it, has an offload, good attacking stats there, can sniff out a try too, as we've seen this year. It's whether Robbo wants to play him as much as the fans of Supercoach and Fantasy want.
So again, you've gone finesse though, right? He's a guy who he didn't crack 100 meters last week.
That's
in that game.
That's okay. We got some bruises coming up in the front row. You'll see.
All right. Well, your turn.
I'm going to go to the front row.
Yep.
And the first guy I'm actually going to take off the board, which a bit of a weird pick, I would suggest, but I think he's had a bit of an underrated season, is Taniela Paseka. Now, I actually think he's a better player than McLean. I think he's got more experience than guys like Kafusi, who's been starting for the Sharks recently. You could have gone the JWH route, but he's getting a little bit older. Can't stay on the field due to disciplinary actions as well. Don't want that in my side.
It's a one game.
I think Paseka this year has been running so hard. He's had a much better year since last year as well. He's really stepped up his level, and I really like what I see from him each and every week.
Okay, I mean, I like Paseka. He was on my list there. I'm going to go to a guy who steps up in big games and does it all over the park. He also makes up for Tedesco under the high ball. It's Lindsay Collins. Lindsay Collins, mate. In big games, he gets it done. I think, again, we're just going to beat you up, and Lindsay Collins is one of those guys. So I'm super okay with this. But Paseka, good shout there as well. I'm thinking about going back to the second row again for my next player. Now, when you picked Olakau'atu, I was kind of happy because I had another player above Olakau'atu in my list, and you left him up there for me. It's a very form-based pick, but it's a guy who's getting it done. I think you know who it is.
I know you're taking.
My man, Britton Nakora, right next to Nico Hines, with Rami in there as well.
Yep.
We've got a nice little contingency there as Sharks. We're going to be good.
So we both gone the halfback second row pairing as well. That's really interesting.
Let's see if you take a Manly outside back.
I'm not taking a Manly outside back.
Leo Hopewadi's there, mate.
I know. We'll see when we get to the other center spot. But for my next second rowers pick, and I think it's the only guy that I can really take here that makes sense, and he's in some great form right now, Helam Lukey from the North Queensland Cowboys. Plays left side as well, so that really fits into my team as we've got Olaquatu on the right. We'll take Lukey on the left, and he has been dominating the last couple of weeks. Last month, I would say he's been one of the form second rowers of the competition.
It is a huge call to go to Lukey over Nanai there, but can't argue with the form.
Nanai plays right. I mean, I don't love...
He's skillful enough. He could do it.
I don't love Nanai's defensive decisions as well. Nanai misses a lot of tackles, and so does Britton Nickera. So that's quite good. Everyone involved. I think for me, next, I'm going to go to the wing spot.
And I'm first winger.
Yeah, and I'm going to take my guy, who I believe is the most talented winger out of this bunch. And it's tough because there's some talented wingers here. Murray Taulagi. Again, I've gone very Cowboys focused here, but I feel like I'm picking the right Cowboys players in the right positions. Taulagi on that left wing, and inside a guy like Valentine Holmes. He has been one of the smartest wingers. He is such a great finisher as well. Has a nice flick pass. We've seen that. Remember that flick pass he had for Scott Drinkwater a couple of years ago?
He's a beast, mate.
Unbelievable.
He's a beast.
And I'll take him on my left wing position.
Okay, so I'm feeling all right. You've left me Mulatalo on the left. I'm not going to take him now. I can leave him there. I'm going to take my boy Dom Young, and I'm going to take that off you because you would have had the combo there. Dom Young and Joey Manu.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked to get Dom Young here. Dom Young was my first choice at wing. I think with the bruises we have in the middle, a bit of finesse on the edge isn't the worst thing. Can make a mistake, but I like the upside of Dom Young. So
I agree. A couple of mistakes every game, but I think you got to expect that from a guy who's got some game-breaking speed and also can get up above some of the other wingers in the competition as well.
Yeah, good shout, good shout. So I'm going to jump to the center spot here, and I've taken Ramian as my right winger. I know
what's coming.
I know where I'm going, and I think I'm going to take on the left center spot Val Holmes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
You might have thought I was going Iro.
Yeah, because that's where I'm going.
No, look, Val Holmes. I need a bit of class there. I think Val he hasn't been in great form this year, but the better goal kicker than anyone else I've got there. I don't want that responsibility on Nico. I just want him to be playing half. Right. So Val Holmes, my goal kicker.
Definitely.
He'll get it done.
No, I agree. Val, a bit of an up and down year. Not exactly the kind of form he would have been wanting to take in the finals, apart from goal kicking.
He'll be surrounded
25 in a row.
He'll be surrounded by Blues players in this team, though, so he'll be feeling better.
We'll take care of him. We'll take him in.
Winning culture. We get Origin. We get finals.
Exactly. I'm going to go to my man, Kale Iro. I know he's a rookie, but, man, he has been one of the most solid rookies I've seen in a while. Maybe it's because it took the Sharks 3 years to put him into the team, which I think was dead set stupidity.
He was ready years ago.
Mate, I don't know how another club didn't snap him up at the time, but I love Kale Iro, and some of the defensive plays that he makes for a guy of his inexperience is unbelievable at times, and I'm pretty happy making that decision there. What have we got left here? I feel like we can only go to prop or the other wing position. Now you took a right winger for the other wing position, so
I know who you're going. I know where you're going here.
I do like him a lot, and we've had a number of different arguments. Don't get this wrong, followers. We've had a number of different arguments over the last couple of weeks, Longy and I, about Kyle Felt. And that is where I'm going with this next pick.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Felt is going to be my right winger. One of the smartest wingers, one of the most underrated wingers, possibly of his generation.
I don't know if he's underrated.
He's underrated.
I don't know if he's underrated.
He's underrated.
I think he's pretty rated.
Nah, he's underrated. And honestly, possibly one of the best finishers I've seen in the last 10 years in the NRL. To do what he's done at the level that he has been doing it at for the number of years that he's been doing it at. Remember, he was the guy who scored the try in the 2015 grand final. It's 2024 now. Yes, he's going to St. Helens next year, and I'm going to miss him dearly, our leading try scorer, but maybe a heart pick more than a head pick. But I just love me some Kyle Felt, and sometimes we're a victim to our addictions, and I love me some Kyle Felt.
you've gone Felt, so I need to go someone who can compete with him in the air, physically, all that sort of thing. Don't really need to worry about speed too much. I'm going to go Mulatalo here.
On your left wing, yeah.
Origin level player, very good attacking
Origin level player. Ronaldo Mulatalo.
Queensland.
No, the guy is the most
Origin level player.
He is.
He beats up the lower teams, which your team is one of.
Wow.
So
the
my
team
boy
of finish.
Mulatalo, he's going to step up.
And score 4 tries against the Tigers and then do nothing the next week? Or what did he do against the Storm the other day?
He was there.
Was he on the field?
Yeah. He was. He was there.
Oh, okay.
That's
right. I did see him on the team list. He was written down on paper.
It was a tough game, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He made his meters. I think he had a.
I was talking about like we could go out and do what Mulatalo does every week.
Oh no, I'd be cooked. All right, so
I reckon I've got him in the air.
Last spot here. We had coach at the end as well.
Wow.
we hadn't
out of that. 4. Actually, we'll do that. Bonus round.
So the last spot here is the prop spot, right? And for prop, there's a few guys you could look at here. So the Sharks contingent, you look at there. You could look at the Cowboys boys. Tamalolo's been there before. McLean. You could look at Warrior Hargraves here as well. You've got Matty Lodge. There's a few options here. I'm just going to stick with my Roosters middle section. And I'm going to say they send Jared Warrior-Hargraves out on a high note. I think he lifts the team here. I think we really, really beat you up with JWH in the middle. So I'm going Warrior-Hargraves for my prop.
That's fair. Look, I've been there before, done it. I mean, the guy's an absolute warhorse at this point. Lindsay Collins and JWH, not where I thought you would go here. You got the Lenu off the bench, so he'll be into the game 20 minutes into the game when JWH gets tired.
Honestly, 15. I'm sending JWH out to go crazy. Kamikaze. We're winning from the start.
Straight in there. I'm going to go to Jason Taumalolo, another guy who has also been there, possibly not been in his best form.
Controversial pick.
Yeah, this year. Just the hit last week on Leo Thompson really reminded me of what he can do when he's on. And
so you've got Terrell May. Terrell May's coming on 7 minutes in?
Yeah.
10 minutes in?
No, well, he did look gas last week, Taumalolo, but he just reminded me of what he is capable of. And to know that he's still got that somewhere in the tank, somewhere in the deepest, darkest versions of his library. He'll have to go to the restricted section with Harry Potter, but to go get it. But I do think that he has that experience there. And again, another guy who was there in 2015 who knows what it takes to win grand finals.
Okay. No, don't mind that. Look, Tamalolo, I've got no doubt that Tamalolo, if you told him it's 40 minutes here, win or die kind of situation, he would.
And my coach will be able to do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, do we have the same coach? We're going different coaches.
No,
like who's your pick?
We go different coaches. You can't have my coach.
Okay.
My coach is Trent Robinson. So you can't have my coach.
I was going to go Trent.
Yeah. Well, there's no other pick, is there? I mean,
that's all right. That's all right. My team is tough anyway.
I'm really interested to see which of the 3 coaches you pick after this.
We're tough. We're physical. We're no nonsense. We run it straight. We run it hard. I'm going to go with Toddy Payton. Yeah. Good looking rooster. Okay. Great haircut. Good beard. All that sort of thing.
I would really say out of the 3 that are left, he's probably the best option, isn't he? I mean, you can't really take Fitzgibbon based on the fact that the Sharks' failures over the last couple of years, they really haven't been able to win a finals game.
Yeah, so, I like Fitz, but I just think Peyton will get the boys fired up.
Yeah, Toddy's taken them to a prelim before, so I mean, the Sheriff, he does the job up there.
How do you feel about your team?
Look, I think there was a couple of times where I could have taken a bit more of a point away from you.
Yep.
But I am happy with the team that I have selected, and what's best is to let the people decide. Down in the comment section, guys, who do you think has the better team between me and Longy? I'll put it up on the screen for you here. Also, go check out our Instagram page. The post will be up about that as well.
And guys, too, pick your own team, right? You have the advantage if you're not going against one of us. So select your own ultimate side from these 2 teams. I got to say, I'm seething when you took Terrell May off the bench. I had him in my prop section.
Yep.
I wasn't thinking about him off the bench. He was my first prop I was going to take off the board. So
yeah, I just always seen him as an impact player.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, guys, let us know what you thought of this one. We're going to do more of this sort of content too. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.